Greetings YouTube neighbors. It's been a while. It's been a mild winter. I was planning to do a bunch of snow removal videos with my machine and a 7-foot box blade, but basically it never happened. We got cold a few times, but never any serious amount of snow. So I'm getting ready for spring preparation. I've got this field of thistle and cockleburs that needs to go away because it's becoming more invasive on the property. So this is the step one in weed control. And I was lucky enough to get gifted this 6-foot brush cutter, and it's an older, slightly beat up rig, but it works really good. You can see I've given it a few test runs here. It's been working really nice. I do have about 500 pounds sitting on the back. The main reason for that, it was already on there. Machine definitely deals with the weight just fine, and it is kind of nice because occasionally this thing will vibrate pretty bad because there's two big blades sitting in here, and they vibrate occasionally, especially when it starts, and the weight helps to minimize that as much as possible. This whole rig is quick hitch compatible. I had to do some adjustments to it. You can see here kind of, it's pretty well bent. It was bent before I got it, and then I did some unbending to make it work on there. And then I did have to do a small modification to my hitch. You can see the exposed metal here on this, just so these two didn't interfere with each other. I was grinding a little bit this morning. I got it enough to get it to work good, but I'm gonna do a little bit more. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna do my best to take some videos of me mowing, and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. trying this in the cab view. I have the phone set up here. We'll see how well it works. Overall, everything works really good. And actually now I've noticed, since I've been using it, when I fire it up, the PTO back there, it doesn't vibrate as badly. So on the back of this thing, I think it's like 48 horsepower, where the machine itself is actually like a 58. So you lose a little bit when you go to the PTO, but it powers this easy. I'm only running it at, I think, is it 2,000 RPMs, when it really wants you to be at like 28. It runs it just fine. Everything is driving real easy, full machine. I mean, it's pleasant to work with even, because I'm talking in here at a pretty normal volume. Normally I'd have music going or some podcast playing or something. Does great with it. So I'm overall really, really happy with the setup. Mower's working great. I do have to figure out somehow how to pick it up enough to get at the blades. I'll just hit them with the grinder. I don't know the last time they were replaced or, you know, sharpened, and I can just do kind of a hillbilly style sharpening to them, which it'll work out fine for what I'm doing. Because any big trees I'm not going to take out with this thing. Oh, I found a big bump in here somewhere. The tractor just hit it. So thankfully it was the tractor that stopped me. Stop this. I don't know exactly what I hit. The nice thing is, I have my my 4-in-1 bucket on here, so I can kind of open it up to the dozer blade. And obviously, because I got 1,000,000 pounds of weight on the back end, let's think about how I'm doing this. I got a lot of power, a lot of traction. Goofy. Just a little hill here I didn't see. That's all it is. Or it's a little divot. I got caught up in it, and obviously I don't want to send the mower into that divot. Another thing about this thing that, I don't know, I think Kioti should market more, is this 4-wheel drive system. It's one of the easiest things I've ever used on a tractor. I mean, you press the button, it works, and then you let it go, it drops off. Because I hit that little embankment, couldn't go over it just because one wheel's spinning in the back, lost traction. I put that 4-wheel drive in and instantly pops right over. And I don't think they advertise it as a full front diff lock system, but I have pushed on things where both front tires are turning, which is what you want, you know, in that situation. Usually you're using 4-wheel drive, you're not going to leave it in there. You're using it for the situation it calls for, and then after that, you know, you pop it back off just for the sake of the axle, and you're turning. It's going to be hard on your tires, but it works really good. And again, I don't know how much a 72-inch mower deck like this is, how much it weighs specifically, and then I got 500 pounds on the back, and the tractor is picking it up and down and moving it around effortlessly. I forget what the back end is rated for. I mean, they're always pretty insane numbers, not usually numbers you're going to get even close to. But the nice thing is it just does it without complaint. I don't feel any weird jostling. And I mean, I do have a lot of weight on the front end, having the loader and the 4-in-1 bucket on there, but it's just a nice overall experience. They're suited very well for each other. It would be interesting to go to there's another good bump. I think that's an old hay bale I gotta kind of flatten out with the loader. How this would work with a 48-inch. Now I'm trying for a tiller. I'm planning to get in. It's a 7-foot tiller, but the goofy thing is with tillers, you're never actually tilling 7 foot. It's less than that. So I think it's a 82-inch tiller. It's another Ironcraft product. I plan to do a couple review on Ironcraft stuff. And mainly because I had the 5.5 foot on my little Kioti, and it did great. I mean, there were times where it would bog it down, but you could always just pick the tiller out of the ground, and then your PTO power problem went away. This thing has double the PTO power on the back end. So I'm like, well, what's another 1.5 foot? When you're getting double the amount of horsepower in the end. The reason there's that little bucket on there is the transfer case that sits there, those two gears that basically make the thing work, has a small leak. I filled it up with gear oil. You can see still, like, there's some seepage in it. So I gotta just keep an eye on that, but not a big deal. Would be nice to come up with a slightly better solution. You actually can't see it so good right here. Let's see if there you go. Just wedged in there on that frame. Maybe this is where I gotta figure out the camera instead of you having to stare at my ugly mug. We'll work on that. But yeah, really excited for spring this year. Last year I didn't do a good job maintaining the fields. Just had some personal life problems. Ended up, oh, there I hit something. Yeah, just a high piece of ground. High piece of ground, but you just pick it up real quick, put it back down. Works out real nice. Again, you can notice the tractor is at 2,000 RPMs. Didn't really bog it down. It was mainly that thing vibrating that notified me something was going on with it. So I'm gonna do a lot of work, and this field hasn't been mowed for probably since I've owned it. We're talking 7, 8 years, something like that, at least. Used to be horse pasture here. That's why there's these random hay bales and kind of low spots. I don't know exactly why the low spots happen with the animals in here, but clearly I can see a few of them. So yeah, overall I'm really excited to do more reviews. I did end up getting the GoodWorks tractor forks that go on the back end and on the front end. They're real slick. I like them a lot. So yeah, a lot of things going to happen in the future. If you have anything you want to see, anything specifically, you're looking for some other information on, or just have a general idea or thoughts you want to share with other viewers, please let me know. Until next time.